According to Jory Epstein of USA Today, Kwesi adofo-mensah, the Minnesota Vikings general manager, doesn't necessarily have the greatest confidence in his quarterback, Kirk Cousins. She says, and I want to make sure that I'm pointing this out here, I'm going to include the quotes of adofo-mensah, but the context that she provides before the quotes are also important. She sat down and had an actual interview with Kwesi adofo-mensah. She said, despite the NFL's offseason of seismic quarterback movement, Kirk Cousins remains passer-in-chief. Adofo-mensah wonders if he made the right decision. I'll be frank, he told USA Today Sports. The one asset where you get nervous about not burning it down is quarterback. He aims not to take a shot at a quarterback coming off a 4,221-yard, 33 touchdown to 7 interception season and believes indeed that he has a good quarterback. But we don't have Tom Brady and we don't have Pat Mahomes, which requires him to ask, is the Vikings quarterback perennially sufficient? The Super Bowl is more likely to win if you have that quarterback. It's very unlikely to have that quarterback. In other words, all the hot girls that everybody wants, I don't have a chance with any of them, so I guess I'll just settle for you. It's not exactly a ringing endorsement for the guy that you literally just signed to a contract extension this offseason. In terms of topics for the purpose of content creation, Vikings content creators, YouTubers alike, this is great. It gives us something to talk about. But when it comes to, as head of the Vikings front office, managing the morale of your players through the media, this was absolutely stupid. And I want to preface what I'm about to say with this. Everybody knows how I feel about what Kwesi adofo-mensah did during the draft, trading back with Detroit, getting little, actually, in my opinion, losing value. I don't give a shit what PFF says. Actually, the Vikings won that trade. It was a dumbass trade. And then using some of those trade assets to trade further back with Green Bay, it was dumb. With that said, I am very fair. I am going to separate that from this. He's not wrong in what it is that he said about Cousins. Hell, I've said this about Cousins plenty of times, that he's not an elite quarterback. There's only a handful of them to work with. And those players, they can put the team on their back when necessary and give their team a greater chance of success at winning the Lombardi Trophy. Kirk Cousins, he's outside of that elite tier. Well, the rest of the 95% of the league that have non-elite quarterbacks, you got to figure out a system around them in order to make it work. There's a lot less room for error to work with. So he's not wrong in what it is that he said. My problem is, as head of the Vikings front office, why would you say that out loud through the media? Why would you start training camp off like this? What do you have to gain by doing this? How do you think your player is going to feel? And I get it, Kirk Cousins, well, he's a grown-ass man. He's a pro, just deal with it. And he's dealt with it for the majority of his career in Washington with an owner who preferred RG3 over him. Basically settled for Kirk Cousins when RG3 was hurt, come to Minnesota, the previous regime, taking indirect shots from the previous head coach. I get all that. But with this new regime in Minnesota, I figure if you are so shaky about Kirk Cousins to where you feel comfortable enough to say it out loud, then why would you sign him to a contract extension in the first place? I just think this was absolutely stupid. It's great for content creation, but there's no positive gain that you can get from this. I guess Kevin O'Connell is going to have to, hey, it's all right. It's taken out of context. He didn't mean what he said, but you just got to be a little bit more careful in what it is that you're saying to the media. That's all I got to say. I'm separating the draft from this. Either way, it was dumb as hell. Your thoughts in the comment section below. We're back at it tomorrow. We'll see you then.